when anyone is facing death, suffering, or loss, sure, it's a time that we actually will look up at God, look for an explanation of why He allows these bad things to happen. But for submission to God further, as we know life can be so fragile, facing disasters, even the airplane, the RV, the cars, the whole house, even the iron bridges can be swept away just in a minute. It's so horrible to see all those footages about the sweeping away of the whole of those whole big buildings, even a very heavy truck, or even the beaches, the tall trees, or even the aeroplanes can be swept away by the river, by tornadoes, by the heavy storms. And then at that time we really understand that how life, how fragile life can be. Environment can be so frightening too. Situation can suddenly become so adverse. Originally there is a beautiful river along my house, flowing peacefully. We enjoy so much. We take a coffee by the side. Then suddenly, in minutes, the outpouring of water, the flowing of the stream, or the high level of the water, the overflowing of the river, can be so adverse. Human beings can be so helpless. We see those footages about the people clinging on the trees, waiting for rescue, and then some are on the trees for a few hours, keep shouting help, help, until finally people heard their very weak voice, and then come out, and then finally can find them and call police for them to save them. So you can see the human being can be so helpless. So originally maybe we can have gun, we can have a very safe brick house, we can have a very big RV, big truck, and then it seems that we can be quite safe, right? Or even we are in a peaceful city, it seems that we can be so safe. But when suddenly something out of our control, out of our ability to confront, we can be so helpless. Even when we are the strongest men, we belong to military, even we are well trained, even we have lots of staff to help us, or even we are certain leader, okay? And under tragedy, we are still so helpless. I think people might blame God. People might ask God why you make such thing happen to even to those Christians or those innocent children. But maybe we should try to understand that God doesn't owe us anything, but we owe Him for His forgiveness, for His sacrifice, for His grace. If not for His forgiveness and grace, actually our life will be taken away much earlier, anytime. So now, of course, disaster do take away quite a number of innocent lives. We're so sorry for that. But actually, the whole population of human beings can be taken away at just a minute under God's powerful hand. But He hasn't done this to us. No matter how many disasters we can, no matter how high the death toll, okay? But it's still a small number when compared to the whole population. Of course, we do miss for even just one loss, 10 loss, or 100 loss. It is a big loss to us. But if not for God's forgiveness and grace, who can survive? No. And then the flooding, or even the war, okay? We all expected the third war might have happened in these few months when the situation in the Middle East is so tense, when the situation between Russia and Ukraine has been so intense for a few years. Actually, in those areas, every day many people died. a very high number of casualties, okay, dying. So now when we try to blame, maybe we try to understand more that how we are loved, how we are protected, that we are still survive. Even before the last minute of those dying, actually maybe they are still grateful to their God that, oh, we are still living. At least before dying, we can still enjoy our life. We can see the footages of those missing or even those found dead. They enjoy their life a few hours ago before they're dying. Maybe we should capture this moment. They also capture this moment that our life can be so happy. It's better than that we live our life just in a busy way, a very dissatisfied way, or a blaming way. They at least they enjoy their life even the last minute before the flooding or before the disaster. Of course, we as their family, we or as any normal being, we just don't want their life to end in such an unexpected way. We want their life to be longer, since they enjoy their life, since they are so faithful, since they are so innocent. Why God doesn't allow them to live longer? We don't know. Actually, all our lives are under the hands of God in every second. Okay, if He doesn't allow, no one can survive any seconds longer. So it is God's forgiveness, God's pardoning power, God's grace that we are still living. We just don't know why I am still living. I just don't know why. When compared to those are dead or those are missing in the accidents or a tragedy, I just don't know why I'm not one of the victims. I'm just so glad that God still pardoned my life. That's it. All right. But when tragedy or death suddenly come one day, and then before my death, if I am thankful, if I can taste the blessing, if I can enjoy the blessing, then my life is already worthwhile. Okay. So I see a photo about children who die in disaster. The photo is a very beautiful one. Okay, all the children are dead or missing. They are running so happily to Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ open wide His hands and embrace them, coming to their heavenly home, and finally be reunited to Jesus Christ. And then the children are so energetic, so happily, so enjoyable to reunite with Christ. So when we cry for them, when we mourn for them, it's natural. But we don't know. Maybe if we believe, maybe now they are really under God's wonderful protection. Okay, perfect protection, that they won't suffer any pain. They won't suffer eternal death. Okay, when they are reunited with Jesus Christ in heaven, we know that they don't have eternal death. You know that every one of us, even we are living, we don't know that we might suffer from eternal death. Okay, all those non-believer, all those who reject Jesus Christ, we might have eternal death, even we are still living now. So this photo reminds us that it can be so joyful that we are reunited with Jesus Christ one day. Okay, and then we're just like these children. We're wanting to Jesus Christ to be reunited with Him a certain time. Of course, when we are still alive, we thank God that we are still alive. But when we die, maybe before dying, we already have that belief, that option, that actually that doesn't mean anything. That only means that we reunion with Jesus Christ in heaven, with our Heavenly Father. And then who knows that the moment after my death, there won't be a third world war, there won't be even bigger disaster that we have to suffer a lot before death. So dying, maybe in a few seconds, maybe not the worst situation for us.